Imagine not being able to read the paper because your hands were shaking. Imagine not being able to read newsprint as your world faded to black. The National Federation of the Blind Newsline Indiana television show with your host, Lee Martin, and co-host Florence Myers.
We want to welcome you to the National Federation of the Blind Newsline Indiana show. And once again, we want to thank you for allowing us in your homes on this Sunday morning. And Florence, what a great day it is today.
It's a beautiful day, Lee. A beautiful day.
Beautiful day. I tell you, we got so much to be thankful for.
Every day.
And one of the things that we have to be thankful for is the guest that we have today. She comes all the way from Anderson, Indiana. And we just want to, let you know, her name is Tyshia Raymore. And Tyshia, we just want to say thank you for taking the time to come to the show to share with our listening and viewing audience, and I'm sure they'll learn a lot. So, Florence, let's go ahead and get this show started because we have a lot to cover with this young lady.
We do, and I am excited. Tyshia, as Lee said, welcome.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure having you today. And I get to ask the first question, and as we talked about before, this is about you, Ty. So tell us, if you would, a little bit about Tyshia before you lost your sight.
Okay, I just want to first say thank you guys for this opportunity to share my story, but thankful for the NFB Newsline. But who was Tyshia before my accident? Tyshia was free-spirited, Tyshia was outgoing, Tyshia was driven, I had a lot of ambition, strong leadership. Tyshia was a go-getter, Tyshia grind, I hustled. Tyshia was a culinary director, I had my own business. I had a lot of many hats, wore a lot of many hats. And then June 25th, 2024 happened to me.
So that's been relatively recent.
Yes.
Well, and you say you wore many hats. Okay. So tell me, when everything changed, how did it affect your identity?
So when everything changed, my identity, of course, I'm a mother, I'm a wife. I've been a wife for 20 years. I have 5 sons, 4 biological, and a nephew that I've been raising since he's been 4 months old. So I had many hats of being an auntie, being a boss, being in management. So now this thing that happened to me called life, it's a new identity. It's new for me, but now I have blindness added to my identity. Still learning, but I'm here and I'm grateful to be here. But it's not too much has changed, but just my sight has changed. But I'm still who I am as far as identity goes.
Now, Tyshia, you said that a lot has changed, but you just lost your sight. However, what do you consider to be your biggest adjustment emotionally?
By this still being fresh and new, I'm on an emotional roller coaster. Any 2 days are the same for me. One day I'm happy, one day I'm mad, one day I'm sad, one day I'm frustrated. But it's all a learning process for me. So I have to trust this process that I'm going through. It's overwhelming. It's very overwhelming because I'm so used to being like on the go and doing things my own way, and it's just different. So, but I'm here and I'm willing to carry that load that was bestowed upon me.
Well, just by it being such a short time and so many emotions, and like you said, that emotional roller coaster.
Yes.
That can really be an adjustment,
Yes.
So, but what has surprised you so far most about this particular journey that you've been led down?
What has surprised me the most is going through what I've been through is devastating. And what has surprised me most of this new identity that I have, my blindness, is that I can still get up and do things. I thought that blindness was over. And I'm going to say because what I thought blindness was, it's not what blindness is. So me learning and me knowing what this is now and me adjusting to my lifestyle or adjusting, because I feel like as a human, we all have to adjust to life anyway, and what is a part of you, we have to adjust to what it is, and this is just a part of it. So what surprised me the most is me still getting up and still doing what I have to do.
Getting up and doing what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you are a wife and you're a mother.
Yes.
How has this adjustment, how has this change shaped your role? Has it changed? Or tell us a little bit about that.
In the beginning, it changed because my husband played a major role of doing a lot of things that I couldn't do, having 2 brain surgeries and having to be put down the way I was down. My husband played a major role in, day-to-day life. But as I came to, more of a healing process last March, I got up and I said, I want to go cook some food, because that's my comfort zone. Like, that's comfort for me. So I said, I want to go get up and cook. My husband always cooked. He always, nursed me back to health and did things like that. But that's my role. I don't want to say it's a gender role, but that's my role. I'm in the kitchen. And I just got up one day and said, no, I want to go cook. So I challenged myself, and I actually went to go make some butterfly chicken legs. And I thought, although it was tedious, but I conquered that. And once I did that, I just got back into my role as a mother, but it never left me. Something happened to me, but it never left me or my role. I've always played my position. My kids always knew who I was. They never, they never switched sides. They knew who their dad was and what role he played in the family. They knew who I was still and what role I played. So it was never really a differential role of what has happened to me. I never switched roles.
Wow. Well, we got a kitchen in this studio.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're looking for some of those, what you call them, butterfly wings?
Butterfly chicken
Butterfly chicken legs?
Yes.
Never heard of chicken leg flies, Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what do you hope that your children are learning from watching you navigate through blindness?
For me, I've faced adversity pretty much all my life, and I've always overcame it. And I want them to see that you might get knocked down, but get back up 10. I want them to see the resilience, and should nothing stop you, no matter what come your way. If you have to slow down, take your time, and then reroute or redirect what you're going through, do that for yourself, but never allow what goes on, what happened to you, dictate how you should live or move forward in life.
Absolutely. And Ty, now what strengths from your past career have helped you most during this journey?
So, becoming blind, of course, you have to adapt and adjust. And for me being a chef by trade and having my own food trailer, and me being a culinary director, many things happen in the kitchen. Like many things, a fire could start, or the fryer can go out, or I bake cakes too. I might not have the right icing or the right color. I have to think quick on my feet, and I have to adjust and adapt to that kitchen, with the chaos that can happen in the kitchen. And I apply that to what I'm going through right now. No matter what, no matter what, I can still do it. I mean, I can't think fast on my feet by being blind. I still have to think cautiously of how I need to do things, but not limiting myself to saying I can't do that. Like, I'm more of a, instead of like being a problem, thinking, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, Instead of thinking about the problem, I'd rather think about the solution, how I can. So I don't want to have can't in my vocabulary. I want to say I can do this, but, you know, have a solution that I can do this, and just readjust how I need to do this.
You know, just this short period of time talking with you and knowing that, you know, your journey with blindness has been a short one so far. You know, Lauren, she's really come a long way.
Yes,
And, you
she
know, and you're just such an inspiration. So what we're going to do with our listening and viewing audience, we're going to come back and we're going to talk more, because Tyshia has so much more to share and uplift our listening and viewing audience. So stay tuned.
With my failing eyesight, I'm not able to read regular newspapers, and I'm not able to keep up with obituaries.
I've been a homemaker all of my life, but since my vision has failed, I wish I could read my favorite magazines.
Have you heard of the NFB Newsline?
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
Subscribe free to NFB Newsline today.
If you or someone you know is visually impaired or print challenged, the National Federation of the Blind has a resource you need.
Wow, I scored a touchdown when I found sports on NFB Newsline.
I enjoy reading TV guide listings on NFB Newsline.
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
We are the nation's blind. We read NFB Newsline.
It's free.
Welcome back to this segment of the National Federation of the Blind, Newsline, Indiana. And we're speaking with Ms. Tyshia Raymore.
And Tyshia,
Yes.
you know, you shared so much with us, but I want to know, as you adapted to day-to-day life, you know, can you just enlighten our listening and viewing audience, what actually caused your blindness?
Yes. I actually, I'm a culinary director, and I had a staff member, and of course, if you've ever been a manager or stuff like that, you have people who call off and stuff like that, and if someone call off early in the morning, you can't call nobody to come in. So I had got called to come in to do my due diligence as a manager, and when I was there, I cooked and I served food to the residents, and we went to, I had to go to morning meeting that day, and when I got out of morning meeting that day, it was about 9:30. I went into my office to do something on my computer, and when I came out of my office, it was like, I said like 3 words. I remember saying 3 words, and I fell. I just dropped. I'm hearing people around me, and I was seeing flashes of light, and I had 3 staff members who came, and they see me fall. They thought I was probably playing at first, because I am a goofball. I'm a good manager, but I'm a goofball too. And they see me fall, but they quickly picked me up. And when they picked me up, I was dead weight. So I was in and out of consciousness. And when they picked me up, I was dead weight, and I fell again. And when I fell again, I hit my head. So I had a head injury on top of me falling, and the reason for my fall, I came to find out that I had a blood clot that went to my brain. So, and they said it was a stroke. So I had a stroke initially, and then from that second fall, I had a head injury. And I was in the hospital for about 2 weeks in the hospital, and I didn't know what was going on. They was telling my husband that, they was telling my husband that, it was a nurse that was telling my husband that we might have to have, you know, brain surgery to drain her head. But I was still in the hospital, and by the grace of God, I didn't have surgery, but this lady was preparing my husband that what's to come, what could potentially come. But I ended up leaving the hospital after 2 weeks being in the hospital, and after I went back, well, I'm sorry, I didn't go back. I think I spent like July 4th weekend at home, and I was like still in a daze and whatever, and it made me go back to, my husband said, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to go back to the hospital. So I went back to the hospital, and I'm sorry, I want to go back a little bit. When I left the hospital, my eyes went dim. And my eyes went dim, like, whoa, what is that? So within those 3 days, I was at home. I was like, I need to go back to the hospital. When I went back to the hospital, they had me read the eye chart, and I couldn't read the eye chart. And so they admitted me, and it was another Indian nurse. She was talking to me. It was an Indian doctor. She was talking to me. She was pretty much telling me, this is a small hospital. What you need done, we can't do here for you. So we need to rush you to the hospital in Indianapolis. And they rushed me to the hospital in Indianapolis, and come to find out I was still bleeding in my head from my head injury. And they had to do an emergency brain surgery. So they did the emergency brain surgery, and after they did the emergency brain surgery, I don't know all this is going on. I'm just out of it with sedation and stuff like that. But they did the emergency surgery, and they took a piece of my skull out. And when they took a piece of my skull out, I guess I was having fluid. And when they wanted to put it back in my head in October, but this was like at the end of July, beginning of August. So I had to, since they took my flat out of my head, I guess I was gaining fluid around my head and stuff like that. And so they had to put the skull back in my head. So this had me have a second surgery. And since they waited like a week or two before they put it back in my head, it caused, the fluid caused optic nerve damage. So now I suffer from optic atrophy, which I will never, it's not a cure or anything like that. Because once your nerves is gone from your optic nerve, it's no coming back from that, they said, pretty much. But I'm a believer in high-powered God, that God can do all things, you know, but that's what they say. And I became legally blind officially October 6th through the optometrist, neurologist, and then I got a second opinion November 26, 2024, and they confirmed that I was legally blind, so.
You've been through a lot.
Yes. And it's a lot to go into that story, but yes, I have been through a lot.
And you're still here, Heidi.
I am. I am. And now I say that this is my philosophy now. I'd rather have the sun kiss my face than kiss my grave. Mm. And I truly mean that. That's why I look at the world, I look at life, I have a new perspective of life now. Opposed to just seeing the world, I can feel the world, you know, and it's just a difference for me. I've always been like a smiley person, a uplifter, a motivator, you know, and sometimes I lack that myself, but I have to find the strength in me because I know I'm still the same person. It's just I have lost a version of me that I once was, but I feel like now I'm becoming, it's a new birth, it's a rebirth of the new version of who I'm supposed to become. So, but yeah, I fought adversity, but I'm here to tell my story, and I'm very happy that I'm sitting on this couch telling my story to you guys.
That's it. And nobody can tell your story the way you can.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
You know, wow.
So really, how do you define your independence today?
So me, this is hard because I was very independent in the beginning. So I don't want anybody to look at me with self-pity, you know. Mm-hmm. I want them to look at me as a warrior, as a conqueror, you know, because that's who I am. And with my independence, I fight through that because I was so independent, and me having to ask for help, that was very, very hard for me. So I don't want to be, I'm not independent, but I'm interdependent. And I know it's okay for me to ask for help when I need to ask for help. Mm-hmm. And I do have a great support system. When I need them, they are there. So it's not more so of independence. It's okay to be interdependent, and that's what I am, so.
Now, Tyshia, now as you are aware, there are many misconceptions that people have about blindness. Mm-hmm. What is one of the biggest misconceptions you feel that you would
So a lot of people see me that do know my story and do know what happened. They like, why do you do that? Or how can you do that if you can't see? This, and that. I'm like, what? And that's us as a as humans, like sometimes we just lack knowledge of what we don't know. And a lot of people don't know what blindness is, and blindness is a spectrum. People are born into blindness. People have blindness due to injury. People have blindness due to, hereditary. It's just different, like, eye conditions that people don't know about. I didn't know that glaucoma and cataracts was a part of blindness. So it's the lack of knowledge that we have that people don't know, and know that blindness is a spectrum. I can see, but I can't see. I can see shadows. I can see, I can't see your details and stuff like that, but only 10% of the blind community population can't see anything. Well, 10 to 15% can't see anything. Total blindness. And it's some people out there can see, like with their peripheral or tunnel vision, or they slowly losing their eyesight. And with me, mine is optic atrophy. So I would say the misconception is with the lack of knowledge that people have, that we absolutely, people can't see anything. And I say, like, when a person can't see anything, I want to use the logic as your elbow. Your elbow can't see anything. They can't see anything. So that's what the people that the 10% or 12% can't see anything. So I use that analogy. My elbow can't see anything, but that's the misconception that we can't see nothing at all, and we can. It's just different forms and different ways how we see and stuff like that. So.
And that's a great prelude into what Florence and I sometimes get out and share with our sighted peers and our sighted community. To make sure that you're getting your eyes examined. Make sure at least once a year, and your children's eyes examined. We've been blessed whether to have sight and to not have sight. And you share your story gracefully. So I know we only have a few minutes left before we go to break and come back with our conclusion.
Okay.
But what goals are you working toward now?
So, since I always had a mindset of, I say boss leadership, I've always been in those type of roles. Since being blind, I've heard of a program called the BEP, Business Enterprise Program. I want to look into that. I'm trying to look into that. But I also want to, as I'm still learning and going through this journey, I want to learn, I want to advocate more about what this is, what blindness is, because I'm going to say this. It was another blind individual that had said something to my son, and that's why when I said go back to the misconception question, she had said to my son, and this was when I was a fully sighted person, she looked at his shirt. He had just graduated high school. She looked at his shirt, and she going to say to his shirt, she said, "Oh, I thought those was prison numbers." I was like taken back. I'm like, if you can't see, why would you say that? And that was ignorant for her to say. That's a graduation number. That's a graduation number where he graduated. That's not no prison number. So I say that go back to that misconception. But as far as the journey, actually, I think I got off track a little bit. I'm sorry.
Okay.
What did you say? Can you repeat what you said?
Well, basically, what goals are you working toward now?
Oh, my goals. So, yeah, so I want to, it made me say that because I want to advocate, even in the blind community where people can show ignorance, because it can happen. I want to advocate more and I want to learn more to advocate more for the people who don't know. Even if the people who do know, like, it's a way to speak, it's something how to speak. You don't, even it's just, I don't know. I just want to just do more in that type of area to help people gain more knowledge of what blindness truly is.
Well, I tell you what, you're doing a great job with all of that. And to our listening viewing audience, we're going to take us a pause, and we're going to come right back with our conclusion of our show today with Tyshia Raymore.
Thousands of Indiana residents feel isolated from the world due to vision problems. Thanks to the National Federation of the Blind, visually impaired Hoosiers can hear newspapers, circulars, and magazines from across the globe.
I'm a Vietnam veteran. I'm blind. I read Stars and Stripes on NFB Newsline.
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
Subscribe free to NFB Newsline.
If you or someone you know is visually impaired or print challenged, the National Federation of the Blind has a resource you need.
I am a CFP practitioner, and I happen to be blind. I rely on NFB Newsline to keep me current with Wall Street Journal and the Financial Times.
Hoosiers can hear Indiana magazines, circulars, national magazines, and information from across the globe. Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
Welcome back to the conclusion of our show. And Tyshia, thank you again for being our guest today. And as we always like to do, if you would please leave with our audience some words of inspiration, whatever it is that you'd like to share with our listening viewing audience today.
Okay, so as a new person that's going through blindness, I would like to tell people that's going into blindness or going through whatever they're going through, that our circumstances are not our choices. Our choices are not our circumstances. It's okay to feel how you feel those feelings, and feel them deeply, and then overcome those feelings. I'm not saying that it's easy. It's going to be days where you're frustrated, you're sad, you're mad, but each day that you wake up, you have a chance to overcome those circumstances that you're in. So I would say heal, adjust, and rebuild. That's what I have to say.
Wow. Well, thank you for those kind and words of encouragement. And you have a lot of courage. And I want to tip my hat to your husband. You know, what a great guy. I can't wait to meet him and have you guys come back on the show together. You know?
Okay.
So to our listening viewing audience, the National Federation of the Blind knows that blindness is not the characteristic that defines you or your future. So take everything that Tyshia has shared with you and the encouragement. And if you're having a bad day, you know, let it lift you up and feel the sunshine on your face, as Tyshia indicated, and not on your grave. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week, Lord willing, on a brand new show. Take good care of yourselves. God bless.
The National Federation of the Blind Newsline Indiana television show. For more information, go to nfb-in.org or call 855-963-6476. That's 855-963-6476.